Housing Facilities Board of the City of Chattanooga, Tennessee to order. We have a quorum and the meeting was advertised, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we're not showing on the screen. I'm just trying to make sure you were on.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
okay. We have a pretty full agenda. First couple things, approval of the minutes of the October meeting. Chair would entertain a motion for discussion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Thank you. Any discussions, corrections, thoughts, deletions? Anything except rotten tomatoes?
Mr. Noblet was not here, as were the chair and the vice chair, but Brian is here to confirm, and Ms. Smith as well.
Okay.
based on that meeting.
Okay,
Yeah, I approve the minutes as presented.
okay.
Second.
So we have a motion to accept the minutes as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Seeing nothing? Nothing. Seeing nothing else. Go move. Okay. Do we have any persons who wish to address the board this morning? You don't? I always enjoy your happy voice. You don't want to?
I want to listen.
Okay, all right. Okay. We always try to make sure if anybody wants to address the board before we start, we can. Number 5, we have a resolution authorizing the chair or vice chair to execute an agreement with Enterprise Community Partners in substantially the form attached. It is a matching grant in the amount of $500,000. They're going to provide grants, training, and technical assistance to 8 faith-based organizations in order to increase the affordable housing stock in the city. That sounds like a lofty, worthwhile goal. Chair would entertain a motion to put this on the floor for discussion.
So moved.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is anyone going to speak to this? Oh, you are? Okay.
So this is a really exciting initiative. It's going to be Enterprise Community Partners' first program in the city of Chattanooga. Enterprise is a national organization. They have over $80 million worth of housing, and they run really successful technical assistance programs all over the country. This specific initiative, the Faith-Based Development Initiative, they have run successful programs in Atlanta, in Florida, and we've worked hard to recruit them to Chattanooga because we've seen a lot of interest from our faith community in leveraging their underutilized land for affordable housing. But it's not a simple path from point A to point B. It requires a lot of technical assistance to get faith leaders to a position where they can really get the project off the ground. And so that's what this initiative does. We are matching grant dollars from the McClellan Foundation, the Community Foundation, and the Generosity Trust. So it's really a partnership between us and the philanthropic community to bring us here. We're super excited.
That's great. You and I were just mentioning a second ago.
Yeah.
How are you going to get this? What's your way of getting into faith-based community or churches, or how are you going to educate them on the opportunities? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but
No, it's a good
you
question.
always can wiggle out of whatever I ask you, so I thought I'd try you. So,
So we put out a press release, the Country Press did a story last week. That was kind of the first announcement of this initiative. Between now and January 7th, when we have a clarion call event where Enterprise is actually going to come to Chattanooga, they're bringing their team, they're hosting an event at the downtown library for any interested faith organizations to come to and learn more about the
When
program.
is that a fixed date?
January 7th, yes, at 12 o'clock. And so anyone who's interested should absolutely come to that event. In the meantime, Enterprise has an outreach plan to proactively recruit these organizations to this
so would they do, so I see this is basically on almost training on what they could do to help us. Is that a good take on what they're going to discuss then? Is that what the training and technical assistance is?
Yes, it's this big curriculum, actually. It's a 3-year program that involves some classroom hours. It involves pairing each faith organization with a development consultant. They have 75 hours of free training. It's completely free to the houses of worship to participate in this program. And they also receive some development grants for upfront expenses like a market study or initial feasibility analysis. So this is really an initiative, a 3-year program and cohort that is specifically tailored to faith organizations and putting them in a position where they can make the go or no-go decision on whether their property makes sense for affordable housing development and housing development of any kind, really. If they want to do affordable home ownership opportunities or if they want to do a low-income housing and tax credit development, it's really part of the curriculum for these organizations to identify what the right fit is for their property.
Do they do senior housing as well?
They could, yes.
Because I think some of the faith-based are looking at those types of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So Enterprise is really knowledgeable about all the different sources of funding out there for affordable housing and all the different approaches. So that's a big part of the curriculum is understanding what the options are that are available and how to secure the funding it will take to meet the goals of the house of worship.
Okay. Anything I'll help you do with that, I'll be happy to help you with that.
Yeah.
Do you have in mind organizations that right away that you think would be qualified for this as well?
The only requirement is that they own land that they would like to utilize for affordable housing or community facilities. And so any faith organization that owns land should come forward and apply. So there will be an application process. The first step is really to attend that clarion call event so that folks can learn more. And Enterprise will be working with interested parties to prepare their application because we really want people to be competitive and successful. So there are 8 spots. This is the first cohort. We're kind of piloting the initiative.
Have they done anything else in Tennessee?
I believe they're in Nashville, but they haven't done this program in Tennessee yet. So we're really excited to bring them here.
Okay.
The definition of a faith-based organization or house, is that based on like how the land they own is zoned, or is it their tax status, or?
I believe it's their
I think it's tax status, yeah.
Yeah.
religious organization.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They have to be selected as a member of the faith-based cohort participant here in order to be one of the 8, correct?
Correct. So Enterprise has their kind of application process. And the clarion call is the first step to kind of learn about that process and get some assistance in putting together a good application.
So they're really they're gonna select 8 that they'll work with, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and those
Okay.
8 will receive development grants and the technical assistance for every 3 years. It's a really
Okay.
good program.
Okay.
How did you come up with the number and the amount?
The number, so it was really scaled to the size of our community. So in Atlanta, their cohorts are around 12 houses of worship. They find that somewhere between 8 and 15 is the sweet spot to make sure that houses of worship can learn from each other as they go through this process and that they have enough one-on-one time with Enterprise staff. So that was really scaled to the size of our community.
Chair, thank you, Hanukkah. This has been informative. I mean, it's a 27-page resolution. I have a 3-part question regarding the funding and financing of it. So you mentioned some of the community partners that the city will match. Will that be 500 and 500, or are those partners putting forward 500,000 each?
So the McClellan Foundation has made a really generous grant, and it's kind of their first grant in the affordable housing space. We're super excited to be working with them and partnering on this initiative. They've matched with $500,000.
Wow,
So it's really substantial. And then the Community Foundation and Generosity Trust have made initial grants of smaller amounts, less than $100,000, but they plan to continue to come back in the next few years with their funding cycles too.
Okay, wonderful. And you shared about that January 7th event. Is that when is the application deadline?
The deadline has not yet been set.
Okay.
It will be open for about between 4 and 6 weeks, and it opens up at that January 7th event. So
Okay.
houses of worship have time now to kind of learn about the program, hear about it. This meeting is kind of a launch into the public, so we're really excited to be
So-
announcing it through this.
Will the 8 be chosen before that meeting?
No.
Oh, so the 8th is like an information, okay.
Information, yeah, so anybody interested should come, they should learn more about the program. It's a chance to interface directly with the staff who will be leading the workshops. And then from that meeting, there will be a 4 to 6 week application window. So folks have plenty of time to learn about the program, get their materials together, and put together a really strong application. We want to open this up to as many organizations as we can.
And one final thing, disbursement of funds, will that be just based on the need, or will it be a uniform allotment?
In terms of the city's grant,
Yes.
yeah, so we are doing it, we have it scheduled in 2 chunks, and that really is as enterprises incurring the costs for the program.
Okay.
And so the big kind of cost bumps are those development grants, which are reimbursable grants. So the organization commissions their market study and then is reimbursed for the cost of that, for example. So it'll be about 50-50 from this year and next year for us to allocate those funds.
Understood. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, in terms of training, you mentioned in reference the FBDI curriculum, that's something that you guys are instrumental in teaching them. Or will you be tapping into, say, the real estate commission or community here as well, or?
Yeah, so Enterprise Community Partners is kind of our partner running this program. We are giving them a grant to launch the program alongside these other partners. So they are really in charge. They've designed the curriculum, they have this product, they have it, kind of these cohorts running across the country. But they really understand that in order for these initiatives to be successful, you need to bring in that local knowledge. And so as part of those workshops, they have a Rolodex of what I would call kind of your professional affordable housing developers, those who can leverage LIHTC credits if that's the direction that House of Worship wants to go. But if they're looking to do more infill, single-family home development, connections with local builders and developers may be more fruitful. So that it's part of the curriculum to really understand what it means to select the right partner and what the options are.
Okay, good, thank you.
Any other questions?
I just wanted to make sure you all knew you had $500,000 that was transferred by the city to you by resolution number 32637. And that $500,000 would not be expended all at one time here. It's at least broken up into 2 new calendar years, apparently beginning Q4, half of it, and then the next half in Q4 of 2026. So just be aware that will give you time to hopefully have more money in your account, since y'all are a separate corporation from the city of Chattanooga.
So the money's passing through us to go to
Correct.
back
Yes.
to Enterprise Community Partners, is that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm surprised you knew what a Rolodex was.
I've got a question. Do we know what sort of reporting as far as data results will be available as this goes forward? How many affordable houses, how many units have been created, all of those things, so we
Yeah.
can kind of see the value?
To your point, and you would know this better than I, Hanukkah, we do an annual report on what we do, and I guess this would dovetail into that annual housing report, would it not?
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
metrics for success of the program are written into the scope of work. I believe they're
Okay.
towards the end. So things like number of hours provided, training sessions delivered. It's important to kind of to understand that this is investing in a pipeline. So to get underutilized land, leverage for affordable housing development is a long process. It requires having the right partners. It requires getting the land development ready. And that's not going to happen overnight. And
Oh, yeah.
so, especially in the context we're in now, where land prices are quite high, building costs are high, it can be hard to get those affordable deals to pencil. At the same time, we've been doing a lot of work at the state level to bring Chattanooga into a more competitive position for LIHTC, but those developers need land. And so we really see this as investing in a pipeline for affordable housing development, but we don't have specific expectations of the houses of worship or the types of housing they will build.
Yeah.
Or,
I think but I think that. to
Not
me-
knowing which ones we're gonna pick and how much land and all that, yeah, there's a
Well,
lot of
but
questions.
Typically, some of those do have land, which I think is the ingenious part of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Because a lot of times they have extra land around their facilities. So it's a natural match for some.
And I should say, this initiative is really coming from requests we've heard over and over from the faith community
Right.
to be able to help on affordable housing
Yeah.
issue. And so we've recognized that getting them to a position that they can help requires dedicated technical assistance. And so that's what the city's investing in here.
That's why I asked about the senior housing, because a lot of the churches would like to help their senior members by having the availability, and sometimes this could be for the larger church that has the ability to put it together and the land, it can be a win-win.
Yes, I spoke to a church here locally, and because their membership is basically dwindling, and they have a lot of the older members there, they're looking into maybe taking their parking lot and using it for something like this, for additional housing. You know, because the membership, there's no need for the big church and the parking lot to
Yeah.
be used as an addition for housing.
Right.
I just heard that a
Which
couple
church?
of months ago. I was-
Oh,
She has more sources than you want to hear about.
But I would say that to the extent your networks include churches that are interested, please help us in spreading the word. We really want to
Yep.
do as wide of a call as we can.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Ready to vote? All in favor of the resolution authorizing us to execute agreement with Enterprise Community Partners, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Okay, seeing none, resolution passes. Okay. Our next one is another resolution authorizing chair or vice chair to execute an agreement with Legal Aid of East Tennessee in substantially the form attached to administer the eviction prevention program that would help individuals and families at risk of homelessness to maintain existing housing for an amount up to $500,000. Do you win the short straw?
Hey everyone, I'm Megan Bob, I'm the Director of Housing Policy, for those of you who don't know me. So this contract is funding to continue an ongoing eviction prevention initiative that's run by Legal Aid of East Tennessee. So this funds lawyers and paralegals who work with families who might be at risk of eviction. They provide access to counsel for tenants, and they can help them work through challenges that they have with their landlords and represent them at eviction or on those days. It's a program that's been going on for the last several years. We've been funding this. It's been very successful, and so we are excited to have new funding available to do that.
Excuse me, sir. Can you talk a little bit louder? I want to make sure the recorder gets it
Oh,
too. 'Cause
yeah,
I really can't
absolutely.
hear. Okay, thank you.
So again, this is
You
funding.
want to slide it down here?
I can move too.
Right here. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
no, it's good.
This is funding for an ongoing eviction prevention initiative that's being run by Legal Aid, which provides access to counsel to tenants that are facing eviction.
So then the grant really goes to the Legal Aid of East Tennessee, and they do this on behalf of the city, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Have we ever done this, anything like this before?
Yeah, so this is an ongoing program. We have been funding this for, I believe, since 2021 or 2022.
Okay, okay. In the same amount?
Yes, I think
Have-
we typically do
has-
500,000.
Has that run through us before? I don't remember seeing it.
I think in the past we've had some ARPA dollars that we were using to fund this. When COVID hit, we had, of course, an eviction crisis, and so one of the things that the city invested in with the American Rescue Plan Act dollars was eviction prevention, and so I think that might have been a direct allocation.
Okay,
This year, because this is where our affordable housing fund is located, we
Okay.
passed it through y'all.
okay.
Chairman, yes, I see you're in section 4 reporting. Seems like, I appreciate the fact that you guys are gonna do monthly reports, quarterly reports, financial reports, narrative reports, and annual reports, as well as additional reports as needed. So, I appreciate the level of reports
We
that
do
you.
have a lot of metrics, yeah.
You get to read them, Mr. Vice Chairman.
And there's an audit clause too.
So we will certainly look forward to receiving those, and thank you for that
Thank you.
consideration.
Yeah.
Megan, maybe you can help, and I need to check with Valerie on this one too, because it's referencing resolution number 32637, which is the same resolution number we just mentioned for the other one. Is it a different resolution? I just want to make sure the money came to the city.
I think it's the same one, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's only $500,000, so we're spending $500,000 twice?
Yes.
It's two separate.
Two separate
ones,
grants.
lower way, but it's one resolution.
So
That's what I got from,
Yeah, I believe
Richard,
that's the case, yeah.
So is the council resolution to the board $1 million?
for,
Yes, that
Yes.
would be the case then.
Okay.
yes.
As long as
all
it's for
in the
that,
same
I'm just
All
trying to
together.
make,
So we're
Yeah.
getting $1 million versus $500,000.
that's what I wanted to make
Correct,
sure.
$1 million are coming to y'all and then we're splitting it up.
But
Okay.
but it wasn't two separate resolutions.
Okay.
One.
One to the initiative here that's going
Yes.
for legal aid.
One
and
to
then the
legal
other-
aid and one to enterprise.
Okay, just
I
wanted
mean,
to
I'm
make sure.
sorry. One for, I forgot exactly what it said.
That's right, legally.
Okay, yeah, but from the city to the HEB board.
Just wanted to make sure it's not 500 times 2. Okay.
Oh, it
It
is,
is
it is.
500 for each one.
Yes. Okay, good. Same
So-
resolution
So
number.
Yes.
what is our responsibility as far as dispersing the money and follow-up?
If you have reporting, and the annual reporting requires them to report to y'all here in connection with this, because this is this body that the money is coming from, and you determine that there is a problem in the records, you can ask for better records in connection with that. If there is a requirement for indemnification, there's also a termination requirement in each contract on there that allows you to either terminate for cause or for convenience.
Have we had to I'm gonna use the fiduciary word, it's probably not correct. I don't think we've ever had to do that, have we? To my knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir, not
Okay.
so far.
Phil, I would also say, we have so the reporting is gonna come to us at the city, so we'll be managing the process on y'all's behalf.
And reporting to the board,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Which
I know where to
like
find
pay in
you.
the city.
you do.
Okay.
Just upstairs.
okay, all right. Any other questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Chair, I have a question regarding the legal aid of East Tennessee. Are they appointing local attorneys to represent these evictions?
Yes, so this is run out of their, Legal Aid of East Tennessee, runs out of all of East Tennessee, but they have an office here in Chattanooga over at the Family Justice Center, and so they have local attorneys who work on this project.
Okay.
That's correct.
Good to know. And I may have overlooked it, but what's the eligibility of a tenant who has had eviction notice filed against them? What is their, I guess, their response, or how do they qualify for legal aid?
So right now, if you have an eviction filed against you, there is an income requirement. I believe it's 80% of the area median income or below.
Okay.
And so you can call legal aid, they'll connect you with an attorney, they'll talk to you about the case, and then I mentioned it's access to counsel in court, so there's eviction court every Thursday, and so if you're represented by a legal aid attorney, they'll provide you counsel during that period. I will say it's incredibly helpful to have an attorney present. Typically, a landlord will have their attorney, but oftentimes tenants don't have that opportunity to be represented in court. And so having that connection is really important. And then we also have the legal aid attorneys are present at court every Thursday. And so sometimes they're able to talk to people the day of. They're able to do a lot of negotiations with landlords kind of as that arises. And so that's been a really, really helpful resource for them.
Megan, just to answer your question, their scope of work that begins on page 9 of this particular contract. To answer your question, it talks about client characteristics, about the income levels served and household type and geographic distributions. Just for example, some of the items that they're going to be reporting on.
Yeah, that's part of their metrics.
The good thing about metrics in there is each council district will have geographic distribution as well. So we know throughout the city who is having issues with problems in keeping people in and out of their houses there. So it'll be good in that regard.
Yeah, and I will say, you mentioned the reporting, and that is one of the things we're really working on right now, is using this as an opportunity not just to provide counsel in the moment, but to gain a better understanding of the eviction prevention process, who is being impacted, where that's happening, that's going to allow us to intervene and think through policy that can support that overall.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? Okay, if not, I assume you're ready to vote. All in favor?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, there were no motion and second for
I
this
thought we had one. Do we not have
We
one?
had it for the first one.
Okay, so Chair would entertain a motion for this resolution.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Alex, opposed, seeing none, resolution passes. Okay. The next is a resolution authorizing the chair or vice chair to execute a slope easement agreement by and between CNE, who is the grantee, and Creator Group LLC as the grantor, and the HEB Board in the city of Chattanooga for property owned by the HEB and leased to CNE at the corner of South Lowry Street and East 19th Street.
This
I
is,
assume they're gonna do something with drainage, because it's a slope.
it's a slope easement in this property on here. C&E, as we know, we've got I guess a pilot for this particular property that
Right.
is ongoing with them. And the portion of the lot needs to have an easement to keep the water off of that property here during the construction.
I see a gentleman standing up behind you, so,
Yeah, I'm Jake Toner. I've pushed development for CNE. I've been in front of you a bunch
Right.
of times. The only reason your signature is required is because you legally own the property under the pilot. The slope easement is to bank against a driveway entrance that was built a little bit above grade. And so the two ways to solve the problem are to go in and rip it out and put a footing underneath it, or just to backfill it with dirt.
so it just keeps it from the driveway or washing
It keeps it from
away.
washing out. And so in order to do that on somebody else's property, you've got to get an easement from them.
Okay.
So they are granting an easement, and it encumbers their property to C&E and the HEB board. So there are no obligations to C&E.
We're just giving them the opportunity, the permission to do it.
No, we're not, they are giving us the permission, so they're giving us the easement on their land.
Okay.
But it has to be signed by all parties.
Okay.
So it's encumbering the adjacent property at no cost to C&E or to the board.
Okay,
But we get the right to make sure the slope is there in perpetuity.
okay, all right.
Makes sense.
Jake, the only question I have is there's a value on the oath, a value of $0. Is that something we can just, is that something that the chair is gonna have to sign, or is that something C&E will sign?
I think, I don't know the answer. I think because you're the fee simple owner, right? Right. But there has been no exchange of money for this. It was just, we've got this issue that popped up during construction. How do you solve it? There are two ways. This is the less expensive. The contractor used to have ownership in that land. During construction, we thought we would get it done while they still owned it.
Right?
He transitioned out of that ownership structure, but he went and got his previous partners to grant us the easement, and there is no exchange of funds for the easement.
So is C&E paying for this?
C&E paid only C&E's legal bills. There is no payment from C&E for the easement. For the exchange, for the easement itself, no.
No,
There's-
who's gonna pay for the work to be done?
The work's already done.
Oh,
This is just a piece of paper that says,
this is forgiveness of what they've already done.
it's a piece of paper that says you can't move this dirt. If you wanna knock down these houses and put another building, you can't move this dirt without coming and granting us and saying, we need your permission to move this, here's what we're gonna do, and then we would talk through. If you move that dirt, it wouldn't happen to me, maybe 20 years from now, part of that driveway might wash out. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
All right.
just trying to make sure, do you need Hicks to sign the oath of value, or is that gonna be something that
It
C&E
says
will
the
sign?
grantee signs that, and the grantee is collectively the board and C&E.
That's what I wondered, we got both grantees, so either one,
I'm gonna step out of my I'm gonna take my legal hat off here. I don't know the answer to that one.
All right.
I mean, I think out of an abundance of caution, both should sign it just so it's not rejected at recording.
I think that's why, yeah. In fact, I didn't even
It should have
understand.
been two separate oaths of value, but I think that I think in order to get it properly recorded and not rejected,
Okay.
because it lists the grantee collectively as both parties, I think it should be.
So we need to add one more sheet?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I'll email Dave Elliott right now and ask him to add
One more.
one more sheet
Right.
and email that to Mr. Noblet. Does that work?
That'll work.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Quick question, the way I read this is that it is not a shared access, that it's, the entire tract is being granted over. Is that correct?
The easement itself,
Easement.
the easement is a slope easement, not an access.
Okay.
It's adjacent to the access drive.
I follow.
Any other questions?
We'll get two grantee oaths of value signed.
Okay, I'll send that email.
All right, no problem.
Okay,
Thanks.
so we're gonna vote, right? Oh, motion, okay. I thought your first mouthing was vote. She's trying to keep me straight and there about me looking stupid. Okay. We need a motion on this resolution. So the chair would entertain a motion.
Second.
Second. Further discussion? All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Okay, seeing none, resolution passes. We have a notice of non-payment regarding C&E and Contractor LLP Construction. Is that an update?
There is an update because of the last sheet you got on your table on here shows that ERG Empower Rental Group has been paid. So C&E got them resolved in that regard. At the time we put this on the agenda, it had not done so, but it
Okay.
came in over the weekend.
So we don't need that then?
Do not need to, we were just giving it to you for your notice on here because y'all are the property owners at this point. And we don't want any lawsuits against you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else to come before the board today? Okay. Board, thank you for your presence and expertise, and you all, thank you very much for being here. You sure don't want to say something? Okay, you happy? Okay.
So move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Okay, thank you all. Do we have, anything for the December meeting? No. Okay, all right. If we don't have,
Issues.
Pressing issues. before
pressing
the end of the year.
issues, then we pass, okay? So we'll keep you updated. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Did you get your?